Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Katelyn. Today we are filming a little 2024 reflection and an intro to 2025, and the reason I'm not saying like a goal or a reset for 2025 is because I'm doing things a little bit different this year, and we'll get into it, but I just kind of wanted to throw that in there. But yeah, today we are basically going to go through what happened in 2024, kind of talk about some of my feelings, opinions, things I went through. We will slightly touch on goals, but won't last too long on goals from 2024. And then I'll kind of give you an idea of how I'm going to go into 2025. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's just jump right into it. Last year and most years, I make videos talking about my 2020 or whatever, my New Year's goals, my New Year's resolutions, if you will. And I always have these just like really big ambitions. Every time the new year comes around, it's like you feel like you have to get all these goals, and people start goal planning at the end of December, and it's just kind of like you feel rushed. You feel you're like, oh, I need to get goals out. I need to figure out what I'm doing right away. And sometimes you kind of just throw goals on a page because that's what sounds right. Maybe that's what you feel like you should be doing. Maybe that's what other people are doing. And I feel like especially online, you feel a little bit more of a necessity to do that. So I have fallen into the trap many times, and while obviously goals are good and it's good to have goals and ambitions, sometimes it can lead to like this toxic productivity in a way. With that, last year, 2024, I did make some goals, and if I'm totally honest with you, looking at them, I looked at them a couple days ago and I didn't complete over half of them. And I look at them and I just think like, you know, one, where was my headspace when I was making these goals? Why did I want to make half of these goals? Did I have any type of reason to make any of these goals? And a lot of them, it was literally just because I was like, I feel like I just should. Like, I feel like that's just what I should be doing. That's what I thought I was supposed to be doing. So I don't think I'm going to go over the goals and I'm not going to go over kind of what I hit or what I didn't hit, but instead I'm going to talk through some of the highlights of this year that I know, and like looking back on the year, things that I'm really proud of and really excited for. And then I'll go into kind of how I'm going to approach goal setting for 2025. So I'm not going to really talk about anything in a necessary like order. Like, it's not like this was like the first thing that happened in the year to the last thing that happened. It's just things that kind of stand out to me. So things I'm really proud of, things that we accomplished, stuff like that. So at the end of 2023, December of 2023, we moved into our place that we're in now. So we basically spent an entire year at this point in this house. And I feel like one of the best things about living here is, and like one of the best things that like I felt after living here for so long is I'm really happy with how we've kind of created our own space here. I feel like every room we go into, it feels like us. There's little bits and pieces of us in every single area, and I love it. There's obviously still things that I'd love to add. Like, I'm looking at our front hallway right now, and it's like I would love to have picture frames out in the front hallway, or, you know, change certain little things around here. But I just feel like in most areas of this house, I feel like it feels like us. It feels like our home. I love spending time here. I saw something online one time, and it was like when people ask you to go out and you don't want to go out, and they ask why, and you say, it's because I'm enjoying my rent. Like, I pay to live here. I pay to live. And why would I not want to enjoy the place that I'm paying to be in? So I looked at that and I was like, yeah, like, checks out. That's exactly how I feel. Like, I like being home. I like the atmosphere of our house, and I'm just really happy with how everything's turned out. And I feel very content in the way that we've decorated and the way we've added our own personal touch. Another thing that I'm really proud of about for this year is how many books I read. I think this year I wanted to read 30 books and I ended up reading 42 or 43. And I'm really proud about that because the last couple years, it was a stretch for me to be able to actually meet my reading goals. And I think even the year prior, I might not have made it, or I might have like literally just made it. So to have actually achieved my reading goal and go past it, and honestly, that was with me like not reading for, I want to say like 4 months straight, where I was just like in a reading slump, and I was still able to achieve that goal. That made me feel really, really good and really happy. And honestly, one of the best things for me was having audiobooks. My drive every day is half an hour to work and then half an hour home. So that was an hour a day in the car where I was like, why don't I just do something productive and listen to an audiobook? And most days I was listening to audiobooks. The odd day I would listen to a podcast, or I would just listen to music. But for the most part, I was listening to audiobooks, and it really made me be able to read so much more in the year. So basically every week I would have, by the end of the week, I would have like 4 hours down on an audiobook. And if an audiobook's only 6 hours long, by the time I got to Friday, I was always just like, well, I want to just finish it. So then I would just listen to it all day Friday or through the weekend. So I would be finishing almost about a book a week. And I know for some people, maybe that's not a lot. Maybe that is a lot. Everybody's different, and that's what makes us unique and special. So for me, being able to finish one audiobook a week was really amazing and great. So I'm proud of that. Another thing that I really am proud of for this year and really just like so happy about was getting to spend so much time with friends and family. I feel like because we have our own space now, it's just so much easier to have people over and host people and have friends over. Like, one of the greatest joys that I have is when book club is hosted at our house and I get to decorate and I get to bake and I get to cook and prepare and host and have everybody in our space, and it just feels so comforting and cozy, and it's just like a loving environment. And you know, I get to have friends over that I haven't seen in a while, and I get to have family members come over and visit. Because before, you know, we lived at my mom's house. That was where we lived at before we moved in here. And I mean, I'm not going to invite Austin's mom over to just come hang out for a little while at my mom's house. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's not my place. It's not my place to invite people to come over. My dad was able to come visit us this year, and he hasn't come to visit us in a very long time because of like, we didn't have anywhere for him to stay, and he would have to pay for a hotel, and there's like no sense in paying for a hotel. So, you know, it's just things like that. And it's really, that's just like something I'm really proud of and really happy that I've been able to kind of achieve for this year, is to be able to host people and have friends over and have family members over. And it's been really nice. Another thing I'm very happy about is our trip, our Disney trip, of course, with Austin's sister. So if you are new here, or if you actually joined from our Disney trip, because I know there's a lot of new faces from that. In December, again, of 2023, we surprised Austin's sister for Christmas with a trip to Walt Disney World this year for her 25th birthday, which was in September. So with that trip, we basically we covered the hotel, her park tickets, her flights, and like those were like the main things. And we just basically just told her like, you just have to pay for your food while you're there and your souvenirs. And I think she ended up paying for her Mickey's Not So Scary ticket. I think that's the only other thing that she had to pay for. But everything else was basically covered. And it was a 10-day trip. It was amazing. It was so much fun. That was a really fun experience, getting to bring somebody again for the first time. And I'm just like really proud of us that we were able to achieve that and be able to support Katelyn to bring her. And like, it was just so much fun while we were there. And it's truly, truly, truly like memories that I will have for the rest of my life. It was just so fun and so exciting to get to see her experience it all in like our favorite place. So yeah, that was really fun. Another thing that is kind of funny that I want to touch on. So at the beginning of this year, I get all confused with the years. So at the beginning of 2024, I had talked about my goals. And in my goals, when I wrote them in December, I said that I wanted to get a cat for us like moving in here. And at that time, I had written them. We had gone and gotten Ellie, our one cat. We had gone and gotten her basically a week later. So when I filmed my goals page, I kind of kept that in because I was like, it was a goal for 2024 to get a cat, but we ended up just getting her at the end of 2023. So I was like, I'm counting it, I'm checking it off, whatever. Now, flash forward to where we are now, we actually have 2 cats. So we technically got 2 cats within a year, and it just kind of makes me laugh because I'm like, I manifested getting a cat so much so that we ended up getting 2. So that was kind of fun, and obviously I'm just so happy with our little family that we have here. We are totally content, like totally content with who we have in our family, as in our pets, and it's just been so much fun. And even when we first got Ellie, I just knew in my heart that I really wanted to get a second cat because Austin's sister, she has 2 cats. When I grew up, like I always had 2 cats. And like they just get along better, I feel like. Like, I mean, in most cases. I know some people obviously struggle with introducing 2 cats together. We were very, very lucky that our cats got along right away. But having 2 cats is just so special. The way that they interact with each other, the way that they snuggle, and like they bathe each other, and they love each other, and they play and they fight, and it's really fun, and it just brings a lot of like liveliness and joy into our house. And I literally could not imagine our house any other way without having Ellie, Rex, and Cooper. It's just like the best ever. Another thing that I'm really proud of this year is how I have basically, I feel like, come into myself with my editing and my video, like recording, filming, and my YouTube channel. Like, I just feel like I've really found my groove and my style with YouTube. For a while there, I really was losing the joy of creating content. I would feel like it was a chore. I would feel like I was filming for the sake of filming, and then I was uploading for the sake of uploading. And I kind of just told myself in 2024 that I just wanted to make sure that I was putting out content that I wanted to put out. And honestly, when I was saying that, I thought that I was going to be taking breaks like here and there for uploading content. Like, I thought I was going to be taking like weeks or months off at a time. And it ended up being that I only ever missed like a couple uploads here and there throughout the year, because it was just like when I didn't want to upload or when I didn't feel like I was happy with what I was filming, I just didn't upload it. And I feel like that really changed the way that I was able to look at filming and editing my YouTube videos. Sorry, Austin just came home for a second. But yeah, I feel like that really changed the way that I was filming and editing my YouTube videos, because it was giving me a fresh set of eyes. Because when I was filming and editing these videos that I didn't really care for, or I could tell that I was irritated in the footage, or the footage just wasn't working out for me and I just wasn't enjoying it, I was feeling like it was a chore or a task to have to edit that video that I wasn't even really proud in, and then uploading it and feeling like nobody's even going to want to watch this anyways. So I'm really happy with the way that I've kind of structured my YouTube channel now, where it's like, if when I'm filming, I'm just like not feeling it, I feel that and I turn it off. I don't film, I don't record, I don't feel the need to. Like, I don't feel the pressure of being like, well, I have to get a video out, I have to get a video out. It's like, I just feel like I just don't upload, or I change it up, or I change up what I'm going to be doing. And it really does help me with my channel overall, because I just feel a lot more inspired and happy with the content I'm putting out. So it just kind of like is a snowball effect where as I edit more and more videos, I just am more and more happy with how everything's turning out. So very happy about that with my channel. I know this year I really wanted to like try and not rebrand necessarily, but like, do like a new kind of set of like I wanted to do like a new banner on my channel page, and I wanted to do a new end card and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't end up doing that. But I do like how I edit my videos now, and I like how, I try to do like the little video montage at the front, and I like to have like those little like borders and stuff. Like, those have been really fun for me to make, and just stuff like that. Like, it's just like little things that just like make me feel a little bit more inspired to create and put out content. So very happy with that. Another thing that I am still proud of, regardless of how it turned out or not, was that I attempted to do 75 hard again this year. So in 2023, I actually fully achieved 75 hard. I did the full 75 days, 2 workouts a day. 1 was outside. I read every day. I ate healthy and clean every single day. Like, it was like a true 75 hard, and I did it. And I was so happy with my results from that 2 years ago. And then in 2024, I wanted to do it again. And I realized very quickly that I just didn't have the same mindset going in. I was also doing it by myself this time. I know I was like recording it online to like kind of hold me accountable, but it is just different to have, you know, like be uploading videos versus actually having a physical person do it with you. Because when I did it the first time, Austin and I did it together. And then the second time I just did it by myself. So I did end up changing it about like, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks in. I ended up changing it to a 75 soft, I think is what I called it. And I still tried my best to do 2 workouts most days, and I tried to, you know, do certain things here and there. And it was still kept me very active and very healthy. And I'm really proud of that. Was it as successful as the first 75 hard? No, but it still, you know, created good habits and good like effort for me to go into and like to complete that year. So I think that was fun. I do not think I will be doing, no, do not think I won't be doing any type of 75 hard challenges this year because I really do want to just change a lifestyle. Like I just feel like with 75 hard, it's like I was like going to the 75 mark, and then as soon as it was done, I was like, oh, I'm done. Thank God. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like this time I'm really going to just try and change my whole like just lifestyle, I guess, this year, but we'll get into that. And then the last thing that I would just like touch on that I am pretty proud of myself for this year is I just have felt more comfortable in my job, in my real life job, like outside of YouTube. I'm really happy with how my job's gone this year. I felt a lot more comfortable in my job. I feel like every year I'm going to feel more and more comfortable and confident doing what I do. And I just feel like this year I really feel myself feeling different from how I felt, you know, last year or even the year before, the first year that I started working as a dental hygienist. And I'm just really happy. I'm happy that I'm feeling confident. I'm learning a lot more. I feel more confident in myself and, you know, my opinions in my job and speaking to other dentists and speaking to other healthcare professionals. Like I just feel more confident. So I hope that just grows, you know, as I am in my career longer and longer. But yeah, this year I really felt like I really like can feel that I'm feeling a lot more confident in my job. So I love that. Basically what I want to quickly touch on, that was like my recap, everything that I really loved and things that I was proud of from last year. Now I want to quickly touch on for this year what I am doing. So I am actually not setting any goals for this year. Shocker. Every year I set goals. I like have everything categorized and I have very specific achievable goals, or maybe achievable or not achievable, but very specific and measurable goals every year basically. And I kind of just, I don't know, I'm able to do that every year. But this year I just didn't want to do that. I didn't feel like the last couple years I just felt like I was, like I said at the beginning of this video, I just felt like I was making these goals just because that's what everybody else was doing. It's a very like, everybody's like on the next thing. It's like, and especially on YouTube, it's like, you feel like you have to be one step ahead of everything. So it's like, you just feel rushed in everything you do. So, you know, people put up, I mean, this is different because I do love putting out my Christmas decorations in November, but people put up their Christmas decorations so much sooner than most people because they want to get the content out. And it's the same thing like with New Year's resolutions. It's like people are resetting and making New Year's resolutions in like the end of December, the middle of December, because they want to get it out for the beginning of the new year. And it's like, sometimes you just feel this like pressure to just write things down on paper and get out content and put it out. But I was just like, no, like I just said, no, I'm not doing that this year. So I am not having any goals this year. Doesn't mean that I don't have any goals in my head that I want to achieve, or like I don't have any ambition for the year. It's just I'm not writing any specific things down. I'm not saying I want to lose 20 pounds this year. I'm not saying, other than my books, actually I will say, I still do have a 30 book. I like to read 30 books in a year, but that's different. But you know, I'm not saying like, I want to save X amount of money. I'm not saying I want to do this many times in a year. Like I'm not doing any of that. Instead, what I'm doing this year, which is so funny looking back on it, this year I am making an ins and outs of 2025 list. And it's so funny because I remember at the beginning of 2024, it was a trend on TikTok for people to make this ins and outs of 2024. And they basically just were like writing things down that they wanted to do in the new year and what they wanted to stop doing in the new year. And I remember making this little trend and I'm like, oh, this is fun, whatever. So anyways, when I saw people start to do it for 2025, I thought, oh, it's funny. Like, let me go see what I wrote on that list for me for this year, which was 2024. And when I go and I look at it, I thought, oh my gosh, I basically achieved all of these things without even having them really as something I was trying to achieve. It was one of those things where I wrote out my ins and outs and then I just like never even thought about it again, really. But then looking back at it now, I'm like, wow, I basically hit all these goals essentially, and I didn't even mean to. So that is what I'm trying to do for this year. So I created an ins and outs list of 2025, and I'm going to just have that as like manifestation, mantra, goals, whatever you want to think that it is. And that is all I'm focusing on for this year. It's just little things here and there that I enjoy and want to either keep in my life or get rid of in my life. And it's not like I'm saying like I can't do any of these things at all, or it's not saying that I have to do certain things every single day. It's just there for the overall arching year. So I just want to touch on quickly some of the things I wrote down in 2024. And it's just so funny because these are all things that literally happened and I didn't even plan to do this. So for ins, I said, girls' nights, cozy games, heatless hairstyles, getting out of my comfort zone, simple morning and evening routines, cooking meals at home, positive self-talk, moving my body, reading in bed, nutrient-dense foods, and being unapologetic. And for my outs, I said takeout, people-pleasing, negative self-talk, unsupportive acquaintances, messy spaces, and processed sugars. And I feel like I would say 85% of these things were things that actually were very prominent in 2024 for me. So many girls' nights, so many book club nights, lots of times of cozy gaming, sitting at my lap, sitting at my computer, sitting at the TV, playing Switch, playing with Austin, stuff like that. I was like the queen of heatless hairstyles this year. I feel like I barely used heat on my hair. Like, I feel like I want to say a handful of times I used heat on my hair this year. I really tried to get out of my comfort zone a lot more with at work, in my personal life, in like YouTube. We did cook a lot more meals at home this year. I found a lot more new recipes this year. The beginning of the year, I was reading in bed a lot more. Maybe towards the end, I wasn't really. But you know, stuff like that. And then for outs, takeout didn't happen. Would love for it to have happened, but it didn't happen. People pleasing, 100%. Negative self-talk, mostly. Unsupportive acquaintances. I really feel like I've really just zoned in on the people that reward me and like fulfill me, and that I fulfill and that I bring joy to. Like I have my group of people and it's literally the best thing ever. Messy spaces. I feel like we're constantly tidying up our spaces and we're keeping everything fairly clean. And like, that's something that I really struggled with before living with my mom and at her house. It's like, because we only had one room, really, it was like everything was always constantly a mess and it would drive me crazy. But now it's like we have all this space and we are able to keep it clean a lot of the time, which is very nice. Processed sugars, that didn't happen. But anyway, so I wanted to make a list for this year, for 2025, of my ins and outs. And these, if you want to take them as goals, I'm just looking at it as more of like a mindset or, you know, like visions of what I want for this year. So for my ins, we have reading and audiobooks, fun physical activity, nutrient-dense foods, cooking at home, library books and ebooks, cozy hobbies, Disney, duh, healthy skin, hair, and nails, 8,000 to 10,000 steps, spending time outdoors. So just to touch on a few of these things, I really just want to focus on reading and listening to audiobooks. Obviously, it's like I love reading. I love listening to audiobooks. That's just a given. So lots of that this year. I want to do more fun physical activity. Last year, I was focused on like one type of fun physical activity, but you know, we love playing golf. We love playing pickleball. We love playing tennis. We love going for walks outside, stuff like that. So more things that are just fun physical activity versus just like lifting weights or doing cardio. Some of these obviously are very self-explanatory. Disney, duh. Of course we'll do a Disney trip this year, like duh. I really want to focus on having healthy skin, hair, and nails. Like my nails go through just the ringer. Sometimes I bite them down to basically nothing. Sometimes I have them grown out and they're really strong and healthy. I just want to continuously have them very strong and healthy. I want my hair to be very strong and healthy. With the heatless hairstyles last year, I really focused on not having a lot of heat on my hair, obviously. So I want to find out ways to kind of repair and like rejuvenate my hair in like other ways. And then of course my skin just goes through breakouts randomly. Mostly it's just like time of the month. But you know, focus on that. 8,000, 10,000 steps, you know, that could be months where it's every day. That could be times where it's not every day. It's like, it's something that I want to achieve for. I just want to walk more and I want to move my body a lot more. And then spending more time outdoors. I really, and I am manifesting this, I really want to get into camping this year with Austin. We live in one of the most beautiful parts of Ontario. And everything is honestly just like so close to us. There's so many beautiful camping spots, like an hour to 2 hours away from us. It would be very easy for us to go like every other weekend if we wanted to go camping. We have tents, we have sleeping bags, we have blow up air mattresses if we wanted to do that. It's like, it would just be so much fun, I think, to just spend more time outdoors and like especially do a lot more camping. We also live around a beach, so just going to the beach a lot more in the summer. We went a lot this like in 2024, but I again want to spend a lot more time at the beach this year. So yeah, lots of that. Now my outs for 2025. Out is buying new before using old. I've really tried to not buy a lot of new products, but I'm really like this year, like I am using things up. Like if I have a candle, burn it. If I have a makeup product, use it up. Like if I have an eyeshadow palette, use it. Stickers in my journal, use it. Like, you know, all this kind of stuff. Like just use it. Use it, use it, use it. Outs, negative self-talk. I have gotten really bad at negative self-talk in the last couple months, if I'm completely honest with you. Beginning of 2024, I was really focusing on trying to not speak about myself or to myself in a negative way. And I just feel like the end of this, like end of 2024, I really have gotten back into poor self-talk. So I really want to just nip that in the bud. It shouldn't even be something that comes to mind, is like speaking to myself in a negative way. So goodbye. Okay, this one is a big one and I'm officially saying it online. So I'm officially being held accountable and it's officially being done. But outs for this year is TikTok and doom scrolling. Same thing, hand in hand. The amount of time that I waste in a day, in a week, in a month on TikTok specifically is honestly sickening. It is crazy to think, like, I'll be sitting here at the end of the day, I'll get home, I'll sit on the couch and I'll scroll for whatever, an hour. And all of a sudden an hour's gone. And it's like, oh my gosh, what could I have done in that time? Like what really could I have done that would be so much more productive and effective than sitting and scrolling on TikTok? And it's always TikTok. It's always TikTok. No other app holds me in a trance like TikTok does. So I've officially removed TikTok from my phone. I still, I guess, technically like have it on my phone. I've just removed it from my home screen so I can't like see it and click on it just like out of habit. Eventually I will delete it. I'm like slowly getting out of it. And then the same thing with like doom scrolling, like just the aimlessly sitting on my butt, scrolling for hours, being like, I don't know what to do. And then I sit here and I scroll. I have so many hobbies. I love doing so many things. There are so many things I love to do. I love to journal. I love to read. I love to play video games. I love to crochet. I love to just like talk with Austin, hang out with Austin, talk with my dog, sit with my cats. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many other things I could be doing instead of scrolling. So again, that's just coming with TikTok. So both hand in hand, they're out. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore this year. Another thing that is out for this year for me is alcohol. I am not a big drinker. If you know me, I really do not drink a lot at all, ever. It's like the odd occasional time I will have like a drink here and there. When we go to Disney, I'll have like a drink or two here and there. But I am telling you, every single time that I even have one glass of something, I feel like garbage. I feel so sick to my stomach. My stomach feels terrible. I have heartburn the whole night. It's like I don't feel good. And it's not like I'm drinking to get drunk. I'm literally having one glass of something, max 2 glasses. I literally just feel like my insides are burning alive. Like, and it's crazy. And I know that alcohol is so bad and toxic for you. And listen, if you drink alcohol, all the power to you. But it is so bad for you. And I'm just like, why am I even entertaining it? Why do I even want to have a drink here and there? Like, why? Like, what is the reason behind it? So it's gone. It's out for me. And it's so funny. I was like debating on keeping this in because, like, for example, I have like Brandon and Heidi's wedding in the summer. I have another friend's wedding in the summer. I'm sure when we go to Disney, I'll want to have a drink here and there. But it's like, so I was like, do I want to really say like I'm not drinking alcohol anymore? But like, I'm like, why do I care? Like, why am I literally being like, oh, but I might want to drink alcohol? I just won't. It's not a big deal and I just won't. So alcohol, goodbye. Fast food. Okay, this isn't going to be something that I can fully cut out cold turkey. There are going to be times where we need to just have something quick to grab to eat. If we're on a road trip, if we're going somewhere, if we're out somewhere, like it's going to happen. But I really want to cut it down to, we don't need to go get fast food when we're just sitting here on a Tuesday afternoon and we're like, oh, we don't really want to make dinner. Let's just go get something to eat. We don't need to do that. Like, we have a grocery store that is closer to us that we could literally just go to the grocery store, get something there, and then come home and make it. You know, like it doesn't need to be an all the time occurrence. It's supposed to be an every once in a while, a convenience, like purely that is what it's going to be. Another thing that is out is toxic productivity, and that is what I'm starting with this year by not creating these like just insane list of goals and things that I want to achieve for this year solely for the fact that like a lot of people put them on YouTube. So that's that. And I really want to limit or cut out completely. I haven't decided, like, refined and processed sugar. It's a very hard thing to do because there is sugar in literally everything. So I don't think I'll be able to cut it out completely. I know there are people that can and like amazing, but I really just don't think that's realistic for me. So I really want to try and cut it down. You know, like if it's a birthday or if it's like a special occasion or we're on vacation, of course I'm going to let myself have sugar. But again, on a day-to-day basis, I don't need to be doing that. And when we were doing 75 hard 2 years ago, I literally had no sugar other than like fruit and Smart Sweets for 75 days. And I'm telling you, when you cut out sugar, it's crazy how sweet natural sugar tastes. It's honestly insane. It was like people used to say all the time, like, oh, if you just want something sweet, have fruit. And I was like, fruit never tastes like sweet to me. But after 2 weeks, I swear, it was like I was having fruit and I was like, I've never tasted fruit like this before. So I really do just want to try and cut out as much sugar and refined sugar as I can. And I'm sure there'll be times where I think that I'm cutting out a lot of it and then I'm going to look at the contents of something that I've always drank, for example, like oat milk or something. And I'm going to be like, wow, I never realized how much sugar was in here. So obviously I'm going to be learning and kind of adjusting to it, but yeah. So yeah, those are my ins and outs for this year. Those are the things that I'm going to focus on and kind of try to just achieve and manifest in my life this year. And I'm really excited about it. The last thing I want to just talk about and quickly show is my vision board for the year. So I will pop it up on the screen here and I'll be a little floating head down in the corner. But yeah, this is my vision board for the year. I love doing vision boards. A lot of the time I do a physical vision board and a like digital vision board. My digital vision board I normally have as my computer background. It's just like I see it every single day. It's something I look at, like things that I'm manifesting, whatever. And then normally we do one like with Austin's sister. We like all get together and do like a vision board night and we all make one. I wasn't able to attend the vision board night for this year, so I ended up just doing one by myself in my journal, which is literally all the same pictures as what's on here. It's like arranged a little bit differently. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing for this year. This is what I'm manifesting. Like I said, cozy hobbies, baking, cooking, making sure that I am being held accountable. I have my camera that's on here. Like, I'm just encouraging myself to film more. Of course, you know, Disney things like pins and vlogging and little plushies and little fun things. More cozy hobbies like coloring and playing video games. A lot more healthy, active, like lifestyle, going for walks, you know, learning new things like yoga or Pilates, and just spending time with myself. So that is everything for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I know a lot of you, when I talked about on my Instagram, like, what do you want to see and what do you like to see? I know a lot of you really, really do like seeing the goals and seeing, you know, like a monthly update on goals and how I like doing like monthly recaps. And I would still be open to doing monthly recaps. They would just look a little bit differently. I wouldn't talk specifically about goals that I have for each month. It would more just be kind of like chit chat kind of videos. Maybe I would open it up to like a Q&A every month, or something like that. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it much, but I really just want to try and do it this way this year and just see how it works for me. So I hope that you guys enjoy and understand. But yeah, I'm so excited for what this year is going to have to come. I'm so excited for, obviously, Disney, you know, this year. There will obviously be a Disney trip this year. I am so excited for any more like just growth on this channel. I love our little community so much. I feel like I have always just had a slow growing but so just like tight-knit community on YouTube, and it's just like something that I cherish so much. Every single one of you that watches my videos, if you comment, if you don't comment, if you follow me on Instagram or you don't follow me on Instagram, like, I adore you, and I'm so grateful and so happy that we just have this little community, and so thankful. But yeah, I'm looking forward to more to come for this year, and I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to see more content from me, more videos, lots more vlogs, of course, lots more cozy hobby vlogs. I don't know. Now I'm just rambling at this point, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But thank you guys so much for all your support over the years. I really appreciate you all. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.